And today's review is on EverBrite's new 350 lumens headlight with red green light as well as tail light, offering 7 lighting modes with memory function, which is actually new. And it is water resistant for IPX4 rating, which simply means that it's not submersible, but it is not going to get ruined if you're just running in the rain, for example. Now, this is the second version that I actually purchased. I love this brand. It's been working really well. So when the new one came out, I wanted to see how much of a difference it made, because what's different is the actual integrated battery you'll get with the micro USB cable as shown, and the 4 blue light indicators. So this one is charged already, but you simply plug it into any USB outlet and then it takes a few hours to charge fully. I haven't measured it exactly, but it doesn't take very long. So it is a nice option to have if you don't want to carry, extra AAA batteries, I'm sorry. Now the memory function works this way. Once you turn it on and you leave it on for a few seconds, and if you turn it off, it basically goes back to that same brightness or the light that you had, whether it's it's red or green, or say it's the medium brightness. You can turn it off by holding it down for a few seconds, turn it off and turn it back on, and it will go back to the same light intensity or the color you just had. You do have the solid red as well as the flashing mode for the rear, which is actually powered by a button cell. Red seems a little bit dimmer, so until you get your night vision back after you've been driving and you have like a bright white light, it does kill your night vision for like say 5-10 minutes depending on where you've been, how dark it is. So having the red is just enough to look at my camera, set up my tripod, and sometimes I might have to use green if I can't really light up the area to see where I'm going. So this concludes the video, but I wanted to thank you for watching.
Cobiz rechargeable headlamp. So first and foremost, it comes with a really nice cover. I mean, it's awesome, and it also comes with the appropriate batteries, 2 of them, pretty large size as well. And I don't remember if they actually have the capacity on them. About 3200. So it's about like your cell phone batteries. Cell phone batteries actually have about 2800 to 3000. So this one is a little bit bigger than that, so which is good. And 3.7 volt lithium ion. I don't know if that actually means anything to you folks, but it's lithium ion. It's although it's unstable, but it is actually one of the most reliable ones. Coming back to this is actually the front part here. Once this is actually closed, here's the recharging port. And of course, it comes with the recharging travel charger as well. So as you can see, the output is about 500 milliamps. So it's about for the normal cell phone charges, that's actually almost like an overnight charge from a full empty capacity. Now you have 2 of the batteries that will actually need to be charged, so that would be entirely a full day charge or full night overnight charge. Simply because the output is actually smaller than normal cell phone chargers. Cell phone chargers are about 1 amp or 1000 milliamp. Or the new quick one's actually about 3000 milliamp. So there you have it. And thank you very much for watching this. I definitely recommend this.
Alright, you can see here, it's got the, see, you can adjust it there. It's got a focus beam. I went with this color just because it was something that wouldn't stick out as much. It's kind of like a like a chintzier camo, but you can see their DanForce comes with a nice bag, so I fold this up, keep it in my blind bag, or put it in my truck. It's got the battery pack back here. Notice it doesn't have like a really long cord or anything that's going to get in your way. And you know, I wouldn't say you could dunk this thing underwater, but I mean it'll take some rain abuse, I believe. If you look here, that's your USB for your charge. Pull that open, so it's kind of like a flimsy little cover there, and then this is where your batteries are kept. It comes with the 2 rechargeables, so that's just like a little rubber gasket there you stick in there. It says it lasts up to 8 hours. I haven't fully tested it in the field yet, but guys are saying that this thing will last a couple weeks on a hunt. So let's go outside and I'll give you a little demo and see what it looks like outside in the pitch black. All right, so before we go out, this is what it looks like on your head. It's pretty comfy. It's not really heavy. Obviously, you're gonna be seeing it from a ways away, so it's good for safety reasons. Really good for walking in and out. You know, I had a couple of the flimsy and not so bright Petzls and some of the other stuff you get from like Home Depot for $20, and I thought those were good until take it easy.
Hey guys, going to do a real quick review of this ENERGIZER headlamp today. Overall, I like it. The big plus is it is really bright. As you can see, there are 2 smaller lights on each side, and the central light is the larger, brighter light. One button operates the side lights, one the middle. One click gives you dim. The next click gives you the bright mode. A third click turns them off. Same thing for the middle light. They can be used separately. You can use the smaller lights to use less battery drain, but if you need more light, you can add the center light. And I will say this thing is super bright. I have headlamps that are made for camping, made by companies like Princeton, Tech, Mammoth, quality headlamps, and I will say this one is as bright as any of those. It's rated at 200 lumens, but all I can say is anecdotally, it is super bright. This would be fabulous for caving or something like that. Certainly good for camping and using for work if you're working in tight spaces in the dark or something like that. One other thing I like about this a lot is that you get, like I say, probably okay for light rain, but beyond that, I'd be a little hesitant. The downside to this, I love the brightness. Powered with AAAs. It does take 3, which leads us to the downside, which is this thing's pretty big. It's bigger than any of the compact headlamps that I use and enjoy. I would say if you were going to be using this for short periods of time, you'd be fine. If you were going to be wearing something for a long time, whether you're working or caving or doing something in the dark, I wouldn't want this strapped to my forehead for a super long period of time because it's really big. If you were wearing a hard hat and you were going to strap this on for climbing, camping, caving, working in a construction area or something like that, I think you'd be good to go. So overall, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because at the end of the day, this is a headlamp, and what you want is bright light, and it provides that in spades. Super bright light. Downside, the only one I really have is the bulk. It's large. So just weigh your factors that you're looking for and make a decision, but overall, I think it's a pretty good lamp for brightness, but like I say, a little bit bulky. Thanks.
Alright, this is going to be the review for the Foxelli headlamp. This headlamp has been under testing phases, if you will, for 1 year. And as you can see, it still looks pretty good. No scratches there. The compartment, assembly, everything looks good. You can see it has been used for a while. Some of the features are a red lens, which has that solid light and the strobe light. And the SOS light, which is this one. Now to switch to white light, you hold this. There's the low. These Duracell batteries are the ones I've used for a long time, and I've done some research, and they seem to be the best ones, at least for most uses. I'll link these down below. They're rechargeable. Now the inside of the headlamp also doesn't have any corrosion. It's in good condition. The clip works, everything's fine. As discussed on the written review, the elastic band has lost some of its elasticity, but you can easily fix that by just tightening the band, which is fully adjust whatever you need. And overall it's a good headlamp, but the only thing that I had an issue with was the red lens, which I can show you here quickly. If you're on white light, you hold for a few seconds and it will change to red. Now if you can see here, this is a flood beam, and while it might be good for reading a document, for example, if I have something here, just light up my hand from a few inches away, no problem. But if you're walking at night, you won't be able to see where you're walking or much of your surroundings with this type of beam. And let me see if I've got something else to show you the difference.
Hi, this is the Nitecore HC60. I've had this, it's like a high output headlamp, right? I really like headlamps for hunting, for camping, all that kind of stuff. I've got a bunch of little like AAA powered ones that are kind of like more or less disposable. They don't have a lot of light output, and the batteries don't last, well, I mean, they're LEDs, they last quite a bit, quite long, but they don't have quite the light output that something like this has. Now, there's a couple things I like about this headlamp and a couple things I dislike. One thing that I like, yeah, it's got a ton of power here, so there it is on low, which is really nice. You can crank it really, really low, so if it's really dark, you don't need a whole ton of light, or you can like get it going really, really high out. So cranks out a whole bunch of light, and you can see it's quite adjustable, and then you can turn it off, and it's easy to use. It's got an 18650 in there. They come with a 3400 milliamp hour 18650, which is a buttload of power. I really like this headlamp. A couple things I dislike about it. One is the adjustment on the back. You need to kind of get it in place, and then this adjustment slips. So in order for it to be fully in place, you're gonna have to move it over, and you have to do that pretty much every time. So you have to adjust that strap every time. And two, the charging on this thing, which again 4 years ago would have been perfectly fine, is micro USB. So you unscrew this sealed cap on the end. Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. And there's your micro USB. The other one, I can't imagine it's going to mind the abuse that I throw at it. 18650 is the way to go for batteries. So if you manage to destroy this one, you can grab another one. I have some more here somewhere, but they're available everywhere, and that's the style that a lot of flashlights are going, as well as those 18650 batteries. So nice to see it in a bulletproof kind of a structure like this. So if you need to get like a ton of light on something and you're going to go hunting or camping or something like that, check out the HC60A.
Here we have the review of the BioLite 200 headlamp. Well, first off, it's really lightweight. Two, really easy to use, just one button at the top to go through 4 different modes. And it's easy to charge, micro USB there on the side. It's also really easy to adjust, fits all head sizes, kids and adults. And there is a lock mode, so that's really useful when you're on your travels. To stick it in lock mode, you press and hold for 8 seconds. And after 8 seconds, you'll see here it's going to flash twice, and now you're in lock mode. So anytime that you're going to hit this, it's only going to flash twice, and it's not going to turn on, and you're going to use your battery. So really handy when it's in your backpack. And also to get back out of that, just press and hold for 8 seconds. It'll flash once, and then you're back ready to go again. So to go through the modes, you've got to go through each mode in ½ second increments by pressing just the one button here on top. So you've got 4 modes. You've got red flood, white flood, red strobe and white strobe. Also in the flood modes of red and white, you've got different brightness settings as well. On maximum brightness, you get like 3 hours of time. And then on the dimmest setting, it's actually 40 hours of headlamp time. So massive difference there between it being super bright or on the lowest setting. Let's go through these ½ second increments. We've got red, white, strobe, and white strobe off. At any point you want to leave it into one of those. Let's go to a white mode there, and then press and hold. It's going to go up and down its range. When it gets to the bottom, it's going to blink twice, and that's its maximum to go down. Press and hold, it's going to go up and also blink. And once it gets to the top, that's maximum. I had a little problem while I was on my camping trip. My headlamp went out on my CBR. This came in very handy at that point. So I actually used this on the front of my bike, and I was able to get myself out of a bit of a jam there. But that's not what it's meant for. It's certainly meant for illumination at night during your camping trips. I've really enjoyed using it. The self-wicking headband makes sure that you don't get all hot and sweaty. It's lightweight, easy to use, and I love the fact it's rechargeable. BioLite headlamp, check it out.